the real story of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s final year. Why write this book?
Very quickly, in this city of Atlanta, I think because we're human, we tend to take for granted people in our space.
Indeed.
There's a Bible verse, for example, that says that a prophet is without honor in his own homeland.
Wow.
So in your own inner space, your own circle, people sometimes kind of take you for granted. And it's easy to do that when you drive past the crypt every day,
right.
You drive past the church every day, you drive past his birthplace every day, streets named after him. You take it for granted after a while. It's kind of like being in D.C. where you used to be. You drive past the White House every day,
right.
It's no big deal.
Right.
Your cousins come to town like, man, it's the White House.
Right.
He said, yeah, Negro. I said, yeah. So in Atlanta, I'm not sure that Dr. King is as regarded as he should be after all these years. But the bottom line with the book is that beyond Atlanta, the country has not given Martin King the respect he deserves when we consider what he went through in the last year of his life. Here's the bottom line. We know the story of Dr. King, but not what happens to him in the last year of his life. So if I told you in the last year of his life that he was bankrupt,
wow,
his organization was bankrupt, that everybody had turned on him. The media had turned on him. The White House had turned on him. White folk had turned on him. The last poll in his life, 75% of the American people, 75% thought he was irrelevant.
Really?
Hold on to your seat. Almost 60% of black folk, 60% of us, thought he was persona non grata, irrelevant.
Really?
In the last year of his life, the NAACP comes out against Dr. King. The Urban League comes out against Dr. King. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. comes out against him. Ralph Bunche, the only other black Nobel laureate other than Dr. King, comes out against him. I can't even tell you on the radio what Thurgood Marshall said about Dr.
Wow.
King. In the last year of his life, everybody turns on this Negro. Why? Because he came out against the war in Vietnam, and he talked about what he called the triple threat of racism, poverty, and militarism. And most Americans don't know any of what I just told you. Because in death, we have deified him with the holiday, the postage stamp, the monument, all of that.
Right.
But in life, we demonized him. We've deified him in death, made a god out of him in death.
Martyr out of him.
Martyr out of him. But in life, we demonized. So the last year of his life, it was a lonely journey. Here's the bottom line. You don't know Tig, you don't know Tavis, you don't know yourself until you go through the dark and difficult days of your life.
Amen.
That's when you discover who you really are.
Indeed.
So if you think you know Dr. King and you don't know the story of this last year, you don't know him. So April 4, 67, very quickly, April 4, 1967, he comes out against the war in Vietnam on a speech in New York City. Literally, Tig, 1 year to the day later, April 4, 68, he's dead.
Right.
So the book looks at his life, literally the last 12 months, 365 days of his life, from April 4, 67, April 4, 68. After that speech, everybody turns on him because he called America the greatest purveyor of violence in the world. Imagine a black man in the 60s telling America that you are the greatest purveyor of violence in the world. Exactly. And they turned on Doc. So in a very real way, we helped kill Dr. King. The media, the White House, black folk, white folk. And this book is going to make us come to terms with what happened to Martin when he had to walk that last mile of the way with nobody on his side.
Okay. Tavis is in town, ladies and gentlemen, signing books today at Acapella Books at Carter Center Library. 6 p.m. You'll be there.
At the Carter Center tonight at 6.
Yes, indeed. We encourage everybody to not only pick up the book, come see Tavis, come talk to him about it. Really quickly, how is Dancing with the Stars going?
It's good.